Alright, welcome to episode 3 of my Killer Concepts series. I wanted today to talk about a character idea I thought of for the Mindflayer, Stranger Things second chapter. Now, when I say the Mindflayer, I do mean Vecna, but there was an idea I had with Vecna that I think would be really cool. The reason why I want him to be called the Mindflayer is because the shadow, like the Mindflayer itself, would be involved with his moveset and his powers. And I think the Mindflayer is a better name than the Vecna, obviously. The Vecna seems pretty weird. And then, like, just to say, like, that doesn't sound like the best name for him. And then I know some people think that he should be called the Curse, but honestly, I think it would be better to save that name for an original chapter. Because I feel like Behavior could come up with an original killer called the Curse. That would be pretty cool. And I think that the Mind Flayer would be a better name for Vecna. So when I say the Mind Flayer, I am talking about Vecna with the Mind Flayer itself. Alright, so his basic attack would be that Vecna puts out his claw and does like a psychic telekinetic push. And he sort of like Onryo's power, where he just does a push. And it would work the same way as the Onryo's power, just be like a telekinetic push, maybe like some ripples in the air around the claw would happen, and that would be like what hits you. Just to have like a visual representation of what the attack is supposed to be. But now we get into why I want Vecna to be called the Mind Flayer. And I think I came up with a pretty cool power for him. So the first part of his power is that the Mind Flayer, aka Vecna, what he can do is similar to the artist's power. He can send the shadow across the map. And if the shadow hits a survivor, the survivor becomes frozen, like in the show Stranger Things. You know, the shadow takes over the survivor and freezes them in place and kind of like makes them stay there. And then the survivor would have to break free of the Mind Flayer's control. Pretty much just by like holding R1 or something, maybe a skill check, but you pretty much just hold R1 to break free. And the cool part about this power is if Vecna goes to, say Vecna hits you with the shadow and you're frozen and he goes up to you and he hits you and downs you, say you are injured, or say he hits you and then within 25 seconds after you break free, or he hits you and you break free, within that 25 seconds, if you are downed, you can be levitated. And what this means is similar to Pyramid Head's ability to send you to the cage. If you have been controlled by the Mind Flayer, the shadow, and if he knocks you down while you're frozen, or if 25 seconds after you are frozen, if after you break free, whether it be from him hitting you or you breaking free yourself, if you are down within that 25 seconds, what Vecna can do would be he can levitate your body up in the air wherever you are, and that counts as a hook state. So pretty much his power allows him to not have to bring you to a hook. He can just levitate you right there. I think it'd be really cool for Vecna to be considered one of these killers that can rival the entity's power. Because at this point, the Mindflayer and Vecna are part of their own separate dimension. So I think it'd be cool, similar to Pinhead, Pyramid Head, and Michael Myers, if Vecna could also rival the entity's power. I like that part in some of the killer's lore. So that I think that'd be pretty cool. And pretty much what would happen is if you're frozen, your aura would be revealed to Vecna, like in a noise notification would happen, so Vecna can go find you. Because if you're across the map and you get hit with it, he's not going to be able to find you. Maybe your aura only appears for like 10 seconds. I think that'd be alright. Don't have it be a continuous thing, but have your aura be revealed for a little bit just so he knows where you are, where you got hit, because otherwise he won't be able to find you. But I think that'd be good. And then while you're being levitated, a noise notification will happen like you're being hooked, and your aura will be revealed to all the survivors wherever you are. It'll just show your body like floating in the air. And you won't be like 50 feet in the air. You'll probably just be like slightly above the ground. But then the survivor would, instead of unhooking you, they would have to pull you down from the air and put you back on the ground, and then you'd be okay to keep going. I think that'd be a pretty cool idea. And the second part of Vecna's power, the Mind Flayer's power, would be that if he does 4 levitations, it doesn't have to be 4 different survivors, just 4 levitations. If he can do that, what happens is the map gets sent into the upside down. It becomes the upside down version of the map. And what happens is exit gates and generators are powered down while in the upside down. So you can't repair generators. And I want to say that this should happen for 90 seconds because I feel like getting to that point would be kind of difficult, especially if you're going against a really good survivor team. You have to levitate 4 of them. Sometimes you can't even get one hook in. So I feel like 90 seconds in the upside down without being able to work on a generator, I feel like that'd be okay. Maybe 60 seconds instead of 90, but I don't think it should be less than 60. And while you are in the upside down, if you come across a swarm of demo bats, the bats from the TV show, they will reveal your location for like 5 seconds or 3 seconds. So that would be pretty crazy. You're running around in the upside down, you can't do anything other than survive, and you have the demo bats that you have to be careful of because they'll reveal your location to Vecna. The only other thing though is that Vecna would not be able to send out his shadow during this time. He would only be able to use his M1. So I think that would be a pretty cool power, Yeah, so that's his powers. Let's talk about his perks. Perk 1 that I thought of would be Scourge Hook's Hive Mind. So pretty much, it works like every other Scourge Hook. There'd be 4 Scourge Hooks set up, and if the killer hooks a survivor on a Scourge Hook, any healthy survivor within a 5-meter radius of the hook will be injured by the entity. So, sort of like the Yacha perk that I came up with, it would essentially be like, oh, the survivors are trying to body block me while I'm trying to get to a hook, and if I can get to the Scourge hook, then any healthy survivors trying to body block me would end up injured. And so yeah, that's pretty much the idea of that. It's only 5-meter radius, so it's not like if you're like waiting like far away from the hook, like kind of close to the hook but not super close. If you're just like hiding, you won't get injured for that. But if you're like right on top of the hook when the hook happens, then the entity would like have like a leg come up out of the ground and like hit you and you'd be injured. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. Perk 2, I call weak minded. And so what would happen with this perk is auditory cues would happen while repairing a generator, but no skill check would happen. And sometimes skill checks would happen, but with no auditory cue. Once the generator has reached 70%. So I feel like that'd be a pretty cool perk. And then perk 3 that I came up with is called All Seeing Eyes. After downing a survivor, the auras of all survivors are revealed to the killer for 8 seconds. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. Maybe lessen the amount of time that you see the aura for, maybe 5 instead of 8. But other than that, I feel like that'd be a pretty cool perk. And it'd be after downing a survivor. So it'd be kind of like barbecue chili, only, it wouldn't be as, it would be before you hook them instead of as you hook them. So I feel like that'd be pretty cool. That way you know where the survivors are. That way you know if any of them have flashlights or anything like that. You can, prepare for that. So yeah, I think that'd be a pretty cool perk. Maybe have it be it reveals all the auras of all the survivors that are within a certain radius, but I think just revealing all of the auras in general, maybe for 5 seconds instead of 8. I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, so the only other thing I came up with for his Mori was similar to how he kills in the show, but I think it'd be cool if he lifts up the survivor, bends the survivor's head back with their eyes rolling back into their head. The Mindflayer breaks their arms and legs, but instead of them just dropping to the ground, it'd be cool if they fell into an upside down portal and just got sent to the upside down. I feel like that'd be even like more brutal. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, so that's what I came up with for the Mindflayer, aka Vecna. I hope you like my ideas. I think I have a pretty good concept right here. Maybe for a map, I know people are saying the Creel House, but honestly, I think the Starcourt Mall would be a lot more unique and bring something different to the game, because this game needs different stuff. Like, it feels like a lot of the maps are very similar, and the Creel House would be so similar to like Haddonfield or the Asylum or something like that, where it's just a building out in the middle of the woods or whatever. Like or on a street. Like, I don't think that'd be super unique. But the Starcourt Mall, that would be pretty cool. I would really like that, the aesthetic and everything, running around a mall. That would be fun. So I think Starcourt Mall would be the better option. And when it comes to survivors, which survivors I think would be best for this type of chapter. I'm thinking I'd rather see Hopper and Joyce over Eddie and Robin. I don't think Eddie and Robin are like iconic enough to. I think they're good characters, but I don't think they represent Stranger Things as much as Hopper and Joyce would. Um, and I think other than that, maybe have Eddie be a Steve Skin. I think that might be cool. I think that would be pretty cool, actually. But yeah, I don't think it should be Robin and Eddie. I think it should be Hopper and Joyce. I feel like that would be the best option. But yeah, so that's my idea, my concept for the Mindflayer, aka Vecna. I hope you like it, and if you have any of your own ideas, leave them in the comments below, and have a good day.